Now, as you well know, in the homeowner's workshop, nothing is perfect. So level up your two ends and make sure, see, this is just a little off, so what you have to do is turn it around. Well, that's even off a little more, so we'll turn it back the other way. That's pretty darn good right there. Alright, we get these two in here. Now it doesn't matter which one you put where, that's totally up to you. Okay. Oh boy, that thing grew on me a little bit. I don't know why that is. I need to trim that off just a hair. Okay. I know it works now. Alright. Okay, even though we got everything in place, what we want to make sure is that nothing is running at an angle, so you'll have to go either on the front or the back and measure from either the top or the bottom to get these two measurements the same. Now the vertical one, it won't matter. These two small ones are going to make up the difference. I mean, make up the line for you, so you don't have to worry about that one. It's just these two. Okay, now we need to get a little glue on everything. So take this out. Get a little dabble do me. Same thing here, little dabble do me. Alright, and now you want to get some on each of the edges. Don't not much. You'll have to smear this around with your fingers, because this is going to make a mess on your door. But that's okay. I've made messes all my life, but I've always cleaned them up. We can do the same thing here. Okay, remember what I said. A to A. Line it up. Okay, got A to A. Line that one, line that one. Push that down. Okay, got everything in there. You want everything that's flush on the glass side, because once your glass goes in, you don't want to have any problem with it not laying flat. Alright, my little stapler. We shoot these with just some little small brads. One there, and that's it. Now what we need to do is get our stapler, and then we'll staple across these. Okay, now understand, everything we're doing, other than having to buy some power tools, is homeowner bound. This is just a J21N stapler. Works perfect for this, because once this glue sets up, these are not going to move unless you just get really rough with them. The staples just kind of hold it in place. Find a center. There's one. There's two. Three. Alright, now it won't matter if there's just a hair bit of this metal sticking up, because once you run your sealant, which in this case you'll probably be wanting to use silicone, but make sure it's paintable silicone, no matter if you're going to paint it or stain it, either one. You want to make sure it's paintable. Well, so much for the cabinet hammer. Kind of got my framing hammer. Anyway. Made for TV. Alright. Now they're all down. They're all good and flush. There's a round over. Of course, we turned it into a bead, but we'll show you on the. We'll get close up on the final showing. Now we've got our cabinet door. Now let me give you a close-up. Okay, here's the one with the bead, or excuse me, the golly, what you call this thing? Wow. Anyway, okay, we got this hootenanny. You can see how small that makes this centerpiece. Kind of makes it a little dainty, as they say. Okay, and of course we got it all the way around. You know, the only thing is you don't have a square cut here, but none of your friends are ever going to know it. Okay, the bottom we have the bead. Makes it a little bit wider mutton. Still a little dainty because you got these small little roundovers, which gives it a nice little flare. There again, you got the little rounded corners, but that's okay, unless you have a way to have a shaper, or you want to buy the $300 bits or whatever. All right, but now we have the center, and I found this bevel bit, and this makes a nice. I mean, it's not as character as the bead or the hoot, whatchamacallit here, but it does shrink this center part down a little bit. So in any case, this is your door, and if it was on a cabinet, let's see where we can get a nice shot of this, and it's all made with a table saw, a miter saw, and a router, and a few basic tools. Stapler, small nail gun. You can use small nails, hammer nails, whatever. Of course, if you're building cabinets, I know you've got nail guns and stuff. On the back side, you've got your flush area to where you put one piece of glass, no individual pieces. And there's your door again. 3 different styles of bits. I sure hope this helps. Now on to the next project.